Broads Media.
Yo, we have to talk about Nick Sirianni again. Fun! Oh, just riveting conversation. What a mess. If you are new to the channel, though, hello, welcome on in. Make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button as well, and you can take me on the road with you by going to your favorite podcasting platform. You could either search Broads Media or Sports Talk with Broads. You could subscribe over there. You can leave a 5-star rating, a review. It truly helps out, so thank you all so much. And real quick, there's nothing better in life than garage beer. That's right, damn it. It is not an IPA. It tastes so good. It is fantastic. The best beer on the market. DrinkGarageBeer.com. Make sure you check them out. I'll shut up. Enjoy the show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in to Sports Talk with Broads. We got the Nick Sirianni apology. To nobody's surprise, Nick on Monday around 3:30 said, "I'm sorry." Well, that was obvious as hell. Does it change anything for me? Hell no! Hell no, it doesn't. You should never be in that position to begin with. You already made this mistake 1,000 times. Just in regards of letting the emotions get the best of you. It's year 4, not year 1. Hell, not even year 2, because there could be a way where year 1 you have a lot of success, so there's no adversity hit. Here's year 2. Now the team struggles. Okay, that's my point. So year 1, year 2 of an NFL head coach, maybe. But this, you've already been warned. Okay. Imagine having a child and telling that child, you can't do X. They do X, then they apologize. You give them credit for owning up to their mistakes, and you say, okay, just don't let it happen again. Then they do it again. Then they say, I'm sorry. Then they do it again. Then they say, I'm sorry. No. It was already discussed how you have to tame yourself. And now all of a sudden the players want him to get back to the Mr. I'm super pumped up, I'm super emotional, I'm always on 1,000 type coach. Here's the problem. It's supposed to happen organically. Right now, Nick doesn't know who to be. I call that an identity crisis. The coach has no clue how to bring what he's supposed to bring to the table. He's lost. That's what I'm getting at here. The players want him to do one thing. Ownership wants him to do another. He feels he needs to do something his way. And now there's maybe 3 or 4 different ways he's being told how to coach or how to be himself. So now when he's standing on the sidelines, he doesn't know what the hell to do. And that doesn't mean he doesn't deserve blame. He does deserve blame. At the end of the day, it falls on your shoulders to make the right decisions, to hold yourself accountable, to react the way you're supposed to, and to be damn professional. So no matter what, even if there's a lot of different voices and there's a lot of different devils and angels on your shoulder, you're a grown man. Figure it out. I don't think he's going to figure it out, though. This is something else that really matters when talking about this football team. They are going to win games. So it truly isn't about the wins and losses for me right now. And I know that sounds silly because a win's a win. It's hard to win in this league, blah, 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 blah. When the Philadelphia Eagles were at the top the last couple of years, sometimes the story becomes, but there's not a lot of great teams in this league, or there's not a lot of great quarterbacks in the NFC, and all you have to worry about is the 49ers, the Lions, yourself, maybe Dallas. I'm just talking traditionally over the last couple of years. That's sort of been how things have been laid out, right? And then the rest of the NFC is just blah. Because of that, the Eagles, who are also in the blah category, are going to win games against blah teams and finish with 8 wins. No. The goal is, especially with the amount of firepower you have on offense, is to do what the Lions did to Dallas a day ago. The offense is supposed to look like that. If you're winning games and it is just absolutely putrid and so not inspiring and so deflating, and you hate the team and you're scoring 13 points through 4 quarters and all that nonsense, I don't care how many games you win, you're not good enough. And is there technically enough time to, quote, turn it around because they're only 6 weeks into the season? Yes, but, and the but is, I don't believe the people in charge. I don't believe in the people that have the power. The head coach has an identity crisis. How is the team supposed to have an identity? Let me ask you this. What is the Eagles' identity? What is it? Because right now, how I would describe who they are when they're playing their best football, which is very inconsistent, although they were dealing with injuries to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and some of your other cats. And now you're also going to deal with Jordan Mailata, and it looks like Darius Slay is going to be day-to-day, so could have been worse. And, we'll see moving forward what happens with other people. Dallas Goedert, I haven't seen an update on yet, but when it comes to the identity of this team, I guess technically it's your superstars bail you out. That's their identity. Superstars bailing you out. It should be you are a juggernaut because of your superstars. You can't be messed with because you can abuse teams due to your greatness on a snap-by-snap basis. You know what this is to me? A team that gets bailed out by Saquon and A.J. Brown. That doesn't cut it for me. And speaking of Saquon, I do now have to wonder, does he think the game well enough? Does he know how to be clutch in the clutchest moments? Running out of bounds is foolish. That's Kenny Gainwell type stuff. If Gainwell did that, I wouldn't be shocked. Now I'm starting to learn that might be something that is significantly hurting the Saquon Barkley ceiling. He drops the ball against the Falcons. These are 2 out of, 5 games so far where he has made a massive mistake at the end that could swing a game. I say the end, that was the end of the first half, but that's a crucial possession. Teams want to have the ball at the end of half because you can go bang, bang if you get the kickoff to start the second half. Now, they did it in this game, but it's important to get points before half. People value the first possession of the second half massively. He may not be sharp when the moment gets thick. Didn't have much experience doing it with the Giants. Not like the expectations are here. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Think about Dan Campbell, though. Going back to Nick Sirianni's emotions being a positive. Dan Campbell just coaches. And then everything happens naturally around that. Nick is going out of his way to force celebrating, to force talking smack, to force a rise. Now, he probably feels that way. I think he wanted to go after fans behind the bench. He wanted to, dap up somebody on the sidelines after a big play happens in the second half. He wants to do that. But instead of it just happening, when he gets fired up. I think he goes, oh yeah, this might be a good time to be obnoxious. Let me go do it. And that's when you get yourself in trouble in these weird, awkward positions. There's no way Jeffrey Lurie is happy, though. He definitely got into the ear of Nick. He had to have. What was stated on Get Up is so bad. To get called a clown aggressively on ESPN is as bad as it gets. So when that happens, it's a dose of reality. That damn, I screwed up. It's got to be, right? All right, take a listen. Here's Get Up this morning talking about the head coach.
D. Wood, what'd you think of that?
What's this clown behavior, bro? This dude is a clown. Like, seriously, you gonna seriously talk trash to the fans?
Your own fans.
Your own fans. Like, listen, people come out here and pay big money to come out and watch you put a product out on the field. When you don't perform well, they have every right to boo you.
Damn right.
And you gonna get all in your feelings because fans are booing you because your team stinks? Like, bro, come on. And then you brought up in our meet, like, oh, then you're gonna bring your kids into the post game to kind of soften the blow from what reporters might ask you. This dude is a straight clown, bro. Like, I just don't have any respect for what this man is doing. Y'all barely beat the god-awful Cleveland Browns, and then you want to talk trash to the fans. Get the hell out of here.
Well, now, here's something that I think can happen due to this craziness that's going around the media right now. When Nick Sirianni brought up that flower analogy and he got crushed, right? We were mocking him left and right. And there's a common theme here because even with his opening press conference, the dude was getting mocked and made fun of nonstop, and it didn't look like he could command a room. And there's definitely truth to that, but there seemed to be a response to it, right? What I thought Jason Kelsey and some of those other veterans did when the flower analogy went down, they rallied around him because almost in a way they felt bad for Nick. This poor guy is getting abused. Well, there is a chance that the team rallies together because they feel so sorry for Nick and him getting called a clown and him getting ripped every time you turn the TV on. He's not going to last. I saw something from Colin Cowherd's podcast, and he was on with another gentleman, and they're going, dude, it doesn't even matter the rest of the way this year. When 2025 rolls around, there's no way in hell Nick Sirianni is in charge. He's going to be moved on from, and the Eagles get a whole new face. And he's right. So because most people feel very similar to that, do they come together for Nick? Because I think they like Nick. I think they want Nick to work out because he is genuinely a good person. And anything I say in regards to Nick being a wacko, it's all based off of football coach. I do think he's a tremendous guy. I think he's a great father. I think he's a good family member. I think all of it screams grade A person. But this isn't the business of only being a grade A person. You have to actually execute. And he doesn't. He doesn't. Not since the collapse. He hasn't had that bounce back. Instead, he doesn't know who he is and how to be who he is. It broke him. And I know this, not only because of the last 9 months of information, but let's just look at what occurred against Cleveland. He keeps talking about this stupid take of, well, we started out fast defensively. No, you played the Browns. Because the knock has been, this team can't score in the first quarter. This team with their scripted plays look like a bunch of crap. The defense started fast, though. They kept us, in a spot. No. You played the Browns. The defense didn't start hot. You played the Browns. He said they put a big emphasis on starting out fast, and it didn't work out. Think about this. Close your eyes and think about this. That was Nick Sirianni with a bye week, putting a big emphasis on the offense starting out fast. That's what we got against the Browns. That's what we got. Wow. That's damning. And then he has the balls right after the game is over to say that they are going to be fine and fix it. They are going to fix it. And we as media / fans are blowing things out of proportion. It's unreal. Can't even make this stuff up. Listen to Sirianni. I couldn't stand the tone. I couldn't stand the delivery. I couldn't stand the facial expressions he was making. Yeah, you heard me, damn it. I couldn't stand it. Me! Listen to Nick.
And the players in the locker room are expressing dismay over that as well. So,
because y'all are making a big deal about it. I mean, it's like, guys, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna fix it. We've known how to score in the past. Like, we get it. You guys have a job to do, and you're gonna fixate on one thing, and you're gonna be like, oh, they haven't started fast, or they haven't turned the ball over. Like, we got it. Like, we're gonna do everything we can do to fix it. Like, and I don't want that to be in their heads. That's why I'm basically telling you guys, all right, we got it. We'll figure it out. And so sometimes you get things in your head, and you continue, and it kind of works there. But like, the defense started their ass off. The defense started their ass off. It was 10-0 to start the football game off, and the defense didn't let up a play. And so they played their ass off. So they started fast, right? And we'll get it figured out on offense. We will get it figured out on offense. Do you think that was funny?
No. You won't figure it out, Nick, because you've had plenty of time to figure it out. And you've already made subtle answers indicate to me that you don't know what to do. Because the day after, you're saying we're going to throw a bunch of different formulas out there. We're going to try all sorts of different things and see how it responds. And you're doing that because you have no clue what to do. So you have 5, 6, 8, 9, 12 different ideas, and you're just going to throw it in the hopper and see what the hell happens. And I guess when you're desperate, that's what you do. But you would think, hold on a second, let me go to my expertise here. All right, let me go to what I know about this game. Aha, I know I have the counter. It's been weeks. It's been a whole off season. This dates back to last year. So you had all of last year. Okay, and if it happens instantly and you start losing and you can't get back on track, you have all off season to reset. And then the next year kicks off, and it's very similar. I'm watching last year's team play all over again. Stop saying you'll fix it. You've had so long, a pathetic amount of time to try and fix it. There is something here, though, that could be out of Nick's control. And that could be Jalen. Jalen could be an above-average quarterback in this league. He may not be able to do everything Kellen Moore wants to do. Why does the offense look so different? Is it truly Nick has all the say and now Kellen Moore is handcuffed because Nick Sirianni is still in control after everything that transpired? I doubt that. There's probably limitations in this offense because of Jalen. Now, that shouldn't stop you from getting a damn first down on scripted plays when you have 2 weeks and your emphasis is starting off hot. I can still see something better than a 3 and out with your first possession. I don't think I'm asking for too much with an above average quarterback. But that might be who Jalen Hurts is, an above average quarterback. It might not be a bad thing, but it's not what he was 2 years ago that I thought he'd be a little more consistently. It's just not it. And that would take down it would knock down, I should say, the offense a little bit from what I thought they were. AJ bails you out. Saquon bails you out. That's sort of what we're getting at. You get bailed out by your superstars, which is why you pay superstars and trade for superstars and make Tennessee look like idiots by bringing in that special talent to be wide receiver 1. But I need you to be clicking. I need this thing to be really moving with momentum and you're kicking ass. Not praying to squeeze one out of your ass. It's a big difference. What this coach should have sounded like was what Lane Johnson sounded like post-game. This offense is constipated. His words, not mine. Perfectly described. It's not good enough. Nick's worried about it getting in the players' heads that they can't start off strong or they're turning the ball over. It should! It should be in their heads because they can't turn the rock over. What do you think Jalen's proud about with this game against Cleveland? The fact that he didn't turn it over. It should be in his mind. I want them to focus on it. It should eat you alive. But did you hear that tone? That's crazy. Speaking of bad tones. Personally, this guy would never motivate me. He could never inspire me, especially this deep in. It's always weird year 1, year 2. There's a whole new regime coming in, yada, yada, yada. Once you are solidified as a particular style of coach, and especially if you're in the locker room for multiple years and you keep hearing it, hell, I'm thinking the same thing about Rob Thompson. Rob was great when you flip over from Joe Girardi. Now, Rob Thompson is year what? He's been here for a while, making postseason runs. The very player-friendly, laissez-faire attitude could be hitting differently now. Imagine being multiple years in to Nick Sirianni, and this is what he sounds like after a horrible win. You heard that correctly. A horrible win and having one of the most loser reactions to a fan of your own team moments before. I couldn't believe this is what he said to his team.
Good desire, good effort, good everything. Way to have that dog mentality. Unbelievable job, right? Guys, I know, and I told you this about why I talk about my family a lot and why I kind of correlate the two. I know in my core, I know deep down that connection, accountability, details, and toughness wins. And makes good men too, right? I know in my core, guys, I'm praising my family on it. I know. Keep plugging away. Hungry and humble. Hungry and humble. Hungry and humble. It's about everyone.
Hungry and humble. Humble. Nick got humbled. That's for damn sure. I just can't stop laughing, thinking that this is what we're even talking about. And we should be talking about this. It should be about Nick. Nick made a win that we probably would have picked apart, but I don't know, maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday, we'd start looking at how well Jalen played, how much of a monster A.J. Brown is, the fact that the defense didn't get torched at a clip that made us angry with Deshaun Watson. There were moments and pockets where I didn't know if the Browns would do the unthinkable. But ultimately, Vic Fangio had this defense playing with Cooper DeJean in a way, and how many times was a Jomo getting locked in on the broadcast because he was getting to the quarterback. I even saw Nolan Smith make a play. I'm like, what? I didn't know that was even physically possible. So I do truly think if Nick Sirianni just went about his way normally and didn't have that huge episode, that by the middle of the week, we would look ahead at the Giants, who just lost to Cincinnati. We'd look at Cincinnati, wondering if they're really a team that's unbeatable if you have to go on the road and string together a couple wins. Even if it's ugly, I bet you there'd be positive light. But that was so bad. I mean, I don't even know how to truly inform you on how absolutely horrible Nick Sirianni's decision was to cup his ear and taunt fans behind him? There's a Reddit situation going on right now. I don't know if anybody saw it, but allegedly one of the people who's involved in the situation is saying that Nick was sort of giving a tongue-in-cheek type of response back because maybe there were fans behind the bench screaming, run the ball, run the ball. He said, quote, I got you. And then by the end, he said, are you happy now? That kind of thing. But, I mean, that's Bush League. Look at the way he responded with his answers and his kids. Look at the way he cupped his ear, pretty much egging them on. Like, okay. Yeah, what were you saying back there? The whole crowd was chanting, fire Nick! Fire Nick! I promise you, there was way more attitude, way more irrational fire from the coach in direction to fans, and it wasn't a see I got you thing. Hey, you told me to run the ball. Hey, I got you. It's not like you gave it to Saquon who ran for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns, and then you point at him going, hey, you know what I'm saying? So let's chill on the Reddit stuff, which I'm not buying a lick. I'm also not buying when Tim McManus has to ask the guy, listen, Nick, I know you said previously that you made the call on 3rd and 1 before the half. You made a defensive call, but are you just sticking up for your coaches or do you really have say? And it's a great question. Now, it wasn't phrased exactly like that. It was probably a little harsher when I just said it myself, but that's the way I imagined it, and I know that's what Tim McManus was thinking, okay? And he goes, no, I mean, look, I'm the head coach. If I want my defense to play a certain way, and if things don't pan out, I can't have Vic Fangio taking the fall. Nick, you don't make the calls. You don't make the calls. He's doing what he has to do. By the letter of the law, he's playing the role he's supposed to play. So I give him credit for that. But he's not telling Vic Fangio what to do. I promise you that. Vic walked in that door day one and said, this dude ain't telling me a damn thing. He's not telling me a damn thing. 3rd and 1, he made that call. Get out of here. He only makes the bad calls now. So I'm not buying it at all. But that's right. That's the right card to play if you're Nick Sirianni. All right. Let's take a couple phone calls here.
Listen, bros. That was a trash game. Nick Sirianni is a trash coach. We all get it. We all feel the same way. He's got to go. But he gets a pass for chirping at the crowd. We spent a lot of time talking about it on the last episode, so let me explain why. Don't look at Nick. Look to the left of him. Look at Brandon Graham, bros. Look at Brandon Graham when Nick starts chirping. He is smiling. He's clapping. He's happy. Nick gets a pass for me for this one, because we were in the situation, bro. You don't really understand. Brandon Graham was in the situation. He's smiling. He's having a good time. He likes the environment. Nick gets a pass. I mean, get over it. Y'all media pundits got to get over this one. He gets a pass because Brandon Graham's the GOAT. Love you. The team has potential, but not with Nick as the coach. He gets a pass for this one. All right, y'all.
I mean, there is a world where Brandon Graham is wrong to have that reaction as well. As much as I love Brandon Graham, just like everybody else loves Brandon Graham, this guy's rocking 200 games played. And everybody in the world loves BG. But I almost think of it like this. Imagine when you're in high school and you're surrounded by acquaintances, let's say. They're not your best friends, but they're your high school friends or whatever. So you think, and they tell you to do something, right? And then you do it, and then they're almost off to the side laughing at you, not with you. There might be a part of that happening where a couple guys are laughing at Nick, like, damn, he's taking this I'm going to be Nick Sirianni thing pretty hard. I don't think they meant that. Truly, I don't. They may want Nick to be Nick, but that's egregious. And the fact that he doesn't know where the line is problematic if you're supposed to be in charge. There is a way for Nick not to be just a statue, right? He could be more exciting. He can be more hyped up. He can be more energetic. But the fact that he even took it to that length, trying to be more energetic without realizing that that's too far, is wild. I almost feel that some of the guys on the field, though, looked over and was like cracking up because not only is he doing what a lot of the guys said he is, but he's taking it extra far where they're like laughing at him almost. I mean, come on. There's no way. There's no way Nick did that, right? There's no way. How did the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles really consider making that attack towards fans? This is something that when I'm 50, when I'm 60, I hope and pray that I'm still in this business. I love it. And I'll go, remember that Nick Sirianni guy? Do you remember what he did against Cleveland, a team that sucked, and they beat them by 4 when they were 9.5-point favorites, and he's ripping his damn shirt off, boasting? He didn't actually do that, but I'm sure he wanted to. He was acting that way. Just like I'll never forget Gabe Kapler, game 1, Aaron Nola. 60-plus pitches, yanked his ass. There's some things that are going to stick with me forever. One of them, when we look back at the egregious Nick Sirianni tenure, because it's not going to be good by the end of it. Breaking news, this thing's falling apart rapidly, and it ain't going to get fixed. But Nick thinks it will. We're going to get it fixed. You've had a year and a half. A year and a half, and it hasn't been fixed. Why won't it be fixed? Why won't it be fixed by now, Nick? Because you don't know what to do. Let's go to Frank.
Yo, bros, this is Frank. Sirianni got to go.
Mm-hmm.
This team reeks of the last 7 games of last year. It's pitiful. We're not even going to sniff the playoffs until he leaves.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true just because of the nature of the league. You could maybe be 9-8, 8-9, make the playoffs, but they're not going to be what we want them to be. They're going to be what they are when they lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in round 1, when they get exposed and beat up by 25 points on the road with a 0% chance to win. That's what they'd be. So they could technically still make the playoffs, and then Nick would make the playoffs 4 straight years, and, his ass has got to be gone. There's no way in hell I can ever experience another Nick Sirianni season. This thing's pretty wrapped up. I would do it mid-year, but they're not going to. It's so clear, and they made a massive mistake. I mean, it was clear by week 3, week 4 that they made a damn mistake. Now it's week 6, and we're trying to figure out exactly what went wrong where our head coach is barking at fans. There's a football game going on. A football game going on. And in the back of his mind, he's worried about Section 132. Yet I'm supposed to be surprised that their offense started slow again. Maybe you're putting your energy into the wrong damn things. Hey, I'm just speaking out loud, though. What do I know? All right, listen. That's going to wrap things up here. I can't thank you all enough for kicking it with me. Appreciate it. Love you guys to death, and I'll see you all on the next one.